Question for you. Do you let your children lie about their age so that they can access social media sites? Normally, of course, the age to get into social media sites is around about 13. Here's the answer. Yes, if you're one of the 6 in 10 parents who do exactly that. The majority of parents, 60% of parents, are allowing their children to lie or helping their children lie about their age so that they can access social media. Now, that information comes from a survey by Aviva. There was 1,000 parents included in that survey with children aged 10 to 15 years, and the rest of the information that will be contained in this video is from that same survey. So what's the problem with that? What's the problem with your kids being on social media before the age, which is generally set at around about 13? Firstly, these children can befriend and chat with adult strangers on social media sites. They can, and they often do. And there's plenty of problems that can lead, plenty of challenges, I guess, that can happen as a result of that. They share images of themselves. A lot of those images are inappropriate, and they do that without thinking, and that can lead to all sorts of problems as well. That can lead to certainly being approached by predators. It can lead to cyberbullying, all sorts of problems. They often access inappropriate material on those social media sites, and that's a large part of why there are minimum age requirements there. There's inappropriate material, of course, all over the internet, but particularly on those social media sites. The problem, and I guess the root of the problem, the real problem, is that kids don't have the emotional intelligence or maturity to deal with the content they'll find online. So it doesn't matter how bright they are. It's not about how intelligent your child is, and not about how well they do at school. The fact is that the brain of a child just isn't programmed yet. Before the age of 13 is simply not programmed to deal with the things that they're going to find online. So why have age restrictions? Why do the apps themselves, whether we're talking about Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, all of those do have minimum ages? Why is that? Well, much of the content on those social media sites or apps is inappropriate for children under 13 years, and the people who develop those apps know that. More than a quarter of 10 to 15-year-olds have been upset because of comments that have been made online. It's fairly common that something's going to go wrong and upset them. The same percentage, more than a quarter of 10 to 15-year-olds, had felt excluded because they weren't invited to events that they'd seen online. So you've probably heard of FOMO, or fear of missing out. That is actually a form of cyberbullying. They felt excluded, and that can lead to all sorts of kids getting upset, getting anxious, getting depressed, and going down that track. Around about 12% of underage kids on social media sites had experienced cyberbullying. Around 10% are being trolled. Trolling is just horrible. A lot of that probably on Twitter, but not just Twitter. Twitter's just infamous for it. And 3% already, before the age of 13, have been groomed by predators. Not really what you want your children to go through. So what can you do? The most important thing of all is to communicate the risks to your children. Communication is everything. When it comes to keeping your children safe and happy online, communication or mentoring your children or working with them through the risks that are lurking online is so important. It is the number one thing. So certainly, rather than hiding your children from the risks or trying to block them or make sure they don't see anything, they are going to see things at some point. It's far more beneficial to help them build resilience. And they can only do that by understanding what the risks are and chatting to them about that at every opportunity you can. Set up parental controls. Of course, communication comes first, but particularly when your children are younger, then parental controls can be very beneficial just to stop them accessing things or minimise the chances of them seeing things that you really don't want them to be seeing at a young age. You can monitor their internet usage. It's actually not as hard as you would think to do that. That doesn't mean you have to monitor every single thing they do. That's just not practical, and no one can do that. But you can monitor the things that you probably need to be a little bit concerned about. Let your children know they can come to you for help. This is really, really important. That your kids know that they are gonna see some things that are not particularly nice online, particularly on social media sites or instant messaging sites. They need to know that they can come to you for help and that you'll be there to support them and work with them. Educate yourself on the risks that your children face online. A lot of parents, we're not quite aware, we don't know the social media sites and apps as well as our children do. That's fairly common, there's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to know them as well as your kids. But it is helpful to understand a little bit about what they're doing, enough so that you can help them through it. How do you educate yourself? There's of course lots and lots of information online. Some of it's good, some of it's not so great. And the best way, I think, to get the information that you need is to jump on a webinar. It's basically just an online seminar. It's free, and on that training session you can find out a lot more about what you really need to know to keep your children safe and healthy and happy while they're online. So I'd love to see you at the next webinar. You can register for it. As I said, it's free. If you can't make it live, that's fine. You can listen to it on replay. At least you'll get the information so that your children can be safe, healthy and happy online. So hopefully that's been helpful. This has been Ruth Deering, Peaceful Digital Parenting expert, mother of two, #1 international best-selling author. And I look forward to seeing you at the next webinar. Catch you then. Bye.